If they're not approving it, anybody else. Well, at 6 o'clock, I'll call the meeting to order and we'll start with the pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Bender. Here. Walker.
Here.
Bean.
Here.
Sebon.
Here.
Oswald. Here.
I need a motion to approve the May 18th agenda.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? I need a motion to approve May 4th.
Motion to approve May 4th regular meeting minutes.
Second.
It's a roll call.
Bender. Yes. Walker.
Yes.
Bean.
Yes.
Sebon.
Yes.
Osborne. Yes.
I need an approval for the consent agenda.
Move.
Second.
Motion and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? I need a motion, if anybody wants to give one, for the garbage proposal.
Well,
we're
How about seven?
Service report.
People service report?
Yeah. They just,
Oh, I see, I'm sorry.
right, okay,
Yes, yep.
yeah, he was just gonna give a report.
Just a quick report, actually next month we'll have a
Yes.
complete report with everything on it. It's usually the information is about a month behind everything else, so. Just a quick report, I wanna do some introductions again. My name's Heath Drager with People Service. I am an assistant manager for the Iowa region. We've got Ryan Carrico, who's our on-site operator, and then Steve Holmbrecker, who is our operator on record. Ryan's been with us going on 3 years. He was most recently our operator up in Nashua contract. Steve was most recently superintendent for, I believe, the city of Waterloo.
Right.
So, plenty of experience with the team that we have. These first 2 weeks, we've been busy becoming familiar with the plant and setting up our software-based preventative maintenance programs, going through all the owner's manuals, putting that information in our database, and we will have an automatic generated software program that just will tell Ryan when things are due for maintenance. So that's how we'll upkeep on all the equipment at the wastewater plant. So we've been busy doing that. We've also been busy working with Chris Shares and Cheyenne to finish up the wet well cleaning at all the lift stations. Specifically, Arbutus, Flying J, Michigan have been clean. They had already cleaned Lafayette prior to May 1st. So I think we still have East End, North Evans Drive, and Timber Creek, is that correct? To do yet. Also, we are still waiting from EP to receive the East End lift station pump as well as Michigan lift station pump. Moving forward, we are ready to work with you guys in McClure whenever you guys want input on the rehab. So at any time there's any dialogue or meetings, again, we're still figuring out the treatment plant, its limitations. But whenever you guys feel that is necessary, we will jump in on that for input. Moving forward, Ryan will be attending the second council meeting of each month. There will be that monthly report that will be in the council packets. That will have, again, the monthly work orders that are being accomplished, the maintenance budget, where that money has been, where Ryan has been spending that, so you'll know exactly where every dollar was allocated. Just some of the highlights that he has had throughout the course of the month. Also, there'll be graphs and charts on how the treatment plant is running. The BOD, TSS, all the chemistry will be included in that report as well. So Ryan can present this, every council likes to see it done differently, sometimes they want him to come up and actually present it, some just, Ryan, stay back, we'll ask you a question, you know, and just speed things up, so you guys make that decision moving forward on how you want that to look like, so. Other than that, that's all I have.
You had a little excitement the other night, I understand.
We did have some excitement, yes, Thursday night, after Arbutus and Michigan, because that's when those wet wells were cleaned, and we knew not to drop the elevation, you know, all the way down, but all those pumps did end up becoming airlocked, so we ended up priming those pumps. EP thought that they had some air relief valves on those, and they didn't. So that took us a little bit of time, but in the end, we got everything figured out, so. Yeah, little bit of effort, we called in a few extra guys from LaPorte and Elkron, and it worked out, so.
Great.
All right,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yep.
Okay, now we're on the discussion, possible action on the waste hauling contract.
I'd like to make a friendly amendment. In my work schedule, I wasn't able to contact the garbage people, which I heard some dialogue of certain things. I'd like to postpone that for 2 weeks so I can do my homework for the vendors as well as communities that they operate in to make a real just decision. I think that's what needs to be done by all councilmen, council ladies, maybe they have, but that's what I'm asking for going forward. And in 2 weeks, we would make the decision on who or what.
You're making that motion?
Yes.
I'll second that.
Have a motion and a second to table that decision for 2 weeks. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
I,
Opposed?
Motion passes. So, 2 weeks from now, we'll make a decision. Okay. I need a motion for the resolution calendar.
Make a motion to approve the resolution calendar.
I'll second that.
Motion and a second, roll call.
Bender,
Yes.
Walker,
Yes.
Beam,
Yes.
Siebel,
Yes.
Osborne.
Yes.
Number 10, excuse me, is the public hearing for First Street Drainage Project. I need a motion to open the public hearing.
I'll make a motion to open the public hearing on the First Street Drainage Project.
Second.
Motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Proof of publication is on file and no public comments were received.
Anybody in the audience have any comments? Anybody in the audience know what we're talking about?
Maybe you ought to explain that.
Explain it, will you, Chris? First Street Drainage Project,
Oh, so,
and use the microphone.
so we're experiencing some erosion up there on the First Street project. On the other side of the guardrail. Can you guys hear me? Okay, no, not at all. It's on, it says it's on.
Okay, just talking.
Yep. Okay, so we're experiencing a whole lot of erosion on the other side of the guardrail, and that just keeps getting washed away. And to prevent this, we are going to try to redirect the water down towards the cedar instead of letting it wash down that embankment. I don't know if you've been up there. I guess years ago you were able to drive back there, and now you can. It's basically to the guardrail. So something needs to be done, like probably a couple years ago, but.
And that was a project that we just bid recently, and we got the bids in.
Or some of these so drastically different just because they maybe don't have time or why? Some of these bids are almost double.
But the lowest bid was under the
Yeah.
estimate, so that was very, very
Crazy.
good. But I can't tell you why there's such a range on some of those. Anybody else?
What do they actually need to do? In other words, run the water in a different direction, but isn't that where the river's been washing it away for years?
No,
Okay,
no, that's where there's
two
actually,
different things, okay.
yeah, what, 30, 40 foot of land there.
Okay.
So essentially, they're gonna build a concrete chute to handle that water off First Street and channel it down to, the lowlands there. And that is the property that, because we were dealing with those easements, that conservation deeded to us. So, if there's no other comments, I need a motion to close the public hearing.
Make a motion to close the public hearing.
Second.
Motion and a second, all in favor? I need an approval for resolution 6512 approving the final plans and contract, which was awarded to Boulder Contracting in the amount of $86,151.
I make a motion to approve that resolution 6512 in the amount of $86,151 for First Street Drainage Project.
Second.
And we'll schedule a pre-construction on that soon, but otherwise we don't know quite when that's gonna get started, do we?
No, we haven't had a pre-con yet.
No, but until we do, we won't know when,
Right.
when it starts. So,
Bender,
Yes.
Walker,
Yes.
Bean,
Yes.
Sebo,
Yes.
Osborne.
Yes.
motion carries. Number 12 is a request from the Public Works Director to complete shoulder work on both sides of the street, through the road, with Frickson Brothers Excavating, $5,600.
Motion to approve the request from Public Works Director.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Number 13 is a request to approve the audit for 2020.
I'll make a motion to approve the request for the audit.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Number 14 is the approval of the library contract with Elk Run in the amount of $10,656.18.
I'll make a motion to approve the library contract with City of Elk Run.
Second.
Motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. 15, we have the library contract with Gilbertville in the amount of $6,792.48.
Motion to approve the library contract with Gilbert.
Second.
Motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Number 16 is ordinance 675, standard penalty on the first reading. Need a motion?
You're gonna do them individually?
What's that?
You're gonna do them individually, right?
Yes.
Okay. Well, motion to approve ordinance 675.
Second.
Motion and a second, that's a roll call.
Bender,
Yes.
Walker,
Yes.
Bean,
Yes.
Sebo,
Yes.
Osborne.
Yes.
I would make a motion on ordinance 675 to suspend the second and third reading.
Second.
Motion and a second, roll call.
Bender,
Yes.
Walker,
Yes.
Bean,
Yes.
Sebo,
Yes.
Osborne.
Yes.
Number 17 is ordinance 676, tobacco use on the first reading. Motion,
I'll make a motion to approve ordinance 676.
Second.
motion and a second, roll call.
Bender,
Yes.
Walker,
Yes.
Beam,
Yes.
Siebel,
Yes.
Osborne,
Yes.
Motion to suspend the rules on ordinance 676 and have the second and third reading now.
Second.
Motion and a second.
Bender,
Yes.
Walker,
Yes.
Beam,
Yes.
Siebel,
Yes.
Osborne,
Yes.
18 is ordinance 677 for animal control, first reading.
Motion to approve 677, and let's do it in one. Make that motion with the suspension of second and third reading.
Second.
you each want one.
Send it that way.
Roll call.
You beat him down, Charlie.
Walker. Sorry, Bender,
Yes.
Walker,
Yes.
Beam,
Yes.
Siebel,
Yes.
Osborne.
Yes.
Uh,
Do you want me to do it twice?
Well, I don't know that we can do it all in one motion. So let's,
All right, I make a motion that on 677 that we suspend the second and third reading.
Second.
okay, I mean, I believe that's how we have to do it. So,
Bender,
Yes.
Walker,
Yes.
Beam,
Yes.
Siebel,
Yes.
Osborne.
Yes.
we are flying through this.
Well, I thought the hour was getting late, we tried to shorten it a little.
That's great. Public discussion. We got plenty of time, anybody?
No,
Stories?
no, let's get out of here
Jokes.
really for a change.
Okay. So the mayor's council report, what I have is something that's a little concerning to us. We found out that Mid-America was not aware of Eagles Landing. Don't ask me how that happened, but they contacted Deanne last week to say that they need to know about this development because there are some costs on their part that we were not aware of. What was your discussion? And we're gonna meet with them later this week, but you wanna just,
Well, basically, they told me that all the infrastructure, generally speaking, is put in by the developer. And that could be several $100,000. You know, and a lot depends on how we're gonna plat it, if we're gonna plat it at the street, or if we're gonna finish plat it, cause they need to have it to be finished platted, and, you know, he was talking about all electrical, opportunities that we have, but it's something that we have to sign a 10-year contract with them, and we will have to pay it, upfront before they'll do any work. But once we have, people that, you know, hook up to the utilities obviously there, then we'll be rebated a percent as we go.
but it was, an issue that we were not aware of previously. And, they indicated to you, as you said, several $100,000. Fortunately, our bids on the other degrading and the other infrastructure came in well below estimates. But still, this is a surprise, that we're gonna look to the engineer for some answers
I say, who dropped the ball?
Yeah, somebody.
how we did not know about this. So, as I say, we have a meeting on Thursday with the Mid-American representative, and it may not be as bad as it seems, but at this point, it's pretty concerning from my perspective.
Yeah, it would be, you're ready to put the infrastructure in, and Mid-America don't even know about it.
Well, apparently, correct me if I'm wrong, Deanne, the district manager just happened to drive by. And they called Deanne saying, what's going on? That's kind of bizarre. But We'll get it resolved because obviously we're not gonna sell lots without electric and gas, so just that little snafu there, but. So the other, thing we've been considering is, you know, as we talked about, we have possibly 660,000 coming in American Rescue Funds. And we've been looking at the regulations, and Dan and I believe that we're pretty much limited to sewer infrastructure, or at least for us anyway. That's not the total picture for everybody, but for us, that's the most relevant. Because there are so many restrictions on that money, as it turns out. So we'll find out more, and we'll put together a budget and bring it to the council. But that's generally the direction we think we're gonna lean in. It would be pipelining and lift station work. I don't know how far that's gonna go, but that's probably what we're gonna have to spend it on, which is a great deal, because I don't know where,
Boy, I'd hate to do that.
yeah, where it would come from otherwise, so.
Chris, how are lines looking? I heard y'all were tubing in some more lines and getting some of that stuff done, or we?
We haven't had a chance yet.
That's all I have, the council.
I had a couple of things, Mayor. I was looking at we just talked about infrastructure and stuff in Eagles Landing. I had a couple of things. One, is there any obligation of officials or anything to put signage out on the interstate saying Eagles Landing coming? To show some interest on the highway that gets all the traffic versus Evansville Drive?
You know, I'm not sure about that, but we've talked about it, because we believe there should be. And in fact, we had even talked about if we had to do it ourselves, or as a joint effort with officials, but there needs to be something.
And then the other thing, I was reading the water board's minutes last month. Now, are they gonna, it says they're coming to the city council, but are they going to be the $134,606, that's their estimated bid cost for infrastructure out there? Are they paying that entire amount? I heard different things, I just would like to know the real thing.
I asked Fred about it, Fred Morse, board chairman. At this point, he believes they could commit 40,000.
Why can't they commit the $136,000 as a bid, like we have to commit when we purchase or what we're doing?
Well, he didn't feel like they had it budgeted and that they were able to do that with money they had to work with.
I don't know,
And they were, just to be fair though, they were involved in our planning on that development. It was just kind of presented to them.
But in the end, Mayor, they would receive revenue when it would be a done deal and services going in.
And that's what I asked Fred, but he said that the revenue from any potential customers they would have would never pay back that whatever it was, 37,000 in any kind of a reasonable period of time.
I guess I struggle with, we get bids here, when we had to buy the land and what it costs for roads and everything, and we have to pay the price to the pulpit of what it is. And then water is one of the entities, I mean, I'm leaning that they should be liable for that. I mean, if it was only 40,000, then I would agree it's 40,000, but if our bids are saying that if there's a different figure that comes up through conversation, but I don't know why we should have to pop that money for that water infrastructure out there. I don't see eye on that myself.
I indicated to Fred that that wasn't the end of the conversation. Anyone else?
That's all I know.
Well, okay.
Make a
Last
motion to
chance.
adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Meeting adjourned.